Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's Mystic Minute is about wit loss or losing your mind. Am I losing my mind? So many people are experiencing this sense of loss of memory, and that's not even going into, though I will, going into the 50% or more of people over the age of 85 that have dementia. It's the feeling that we've lost our mind, the feeling that we have early Alzheimer's. We're in menopause or postmenopausal and we've lost our focus. There are physical reasons for this, and there's also always an energy reason for this. So if you feel foggy brain, do you feel like you're blanking out on things, you're forgetting appointments? You may have a tremendous sense of clarity, but you don't feel like you're connected to anything. All of those are pretty normal experiences that we're all having. What is going on? There's several levels of explanation for this. I mean, on the basic level, yes, you could be experiencing hormonal changes. Yes, you could be having an allergic reaction to wheat. Wheat creates brain fog. That's on the physiological explanation level. There's a slightly higher explanation that we're all overloaded, that we're getting too much stimulus. We're, getting too much information from the internet, and we can only hold so much in our brain. I wonder about the accuracy of that, because at the same time, it's also said that we're only using 10% of our brain. So if we're only using 10% of it, is it just we're overloading the working memory of it? I joke that my hard drive crashes after I remember my PIN number at the grocery store when I use my debit card. It's a little bit like that. But on a greater level, it has to do with our increased expansion and comprehension as consciousness, which is bigger, higher, and broader than our physical vehicle and what our physical mind can comprehend. So trying to cram all the information of the internet in and through this particular device. So there's a way of having all of this and holding the space for this expansion, and also being here in the moment. So you're not, spaced out and floating through life. So you don't feel like a leaf tossed in the wind. One of our tendencies is to try to go out there for the information. So we are reaching out for the information, and it's like swimming away from the boat to get the navigational information that you need to be in the boat. So you're not in the boat, you're out, paddling through the water. You don't have to do that. You can be anchored in the body, you can be centered in the body, and you can let the information come to you. I was just talking to a client today who heard what I was telling her, and I even gave her the technique that I'm about to give you, and she heard it as grounding. And grounding is an old paradigm way of anchoring into the body, into the planet. And it was enormously helpful for my first 30, 40 years. And it can still be helpful depending on what level you're at with being with your physical body and being with the energy going on. Here's the second part of what is going on. Yes, there's a tremendous amount of people when they reach the upper age limits start to experience symptoms of dementia. And there are several reasons for that as well. There's the physiological reason. Alzheimer's can be considered diabetes of the brain. You've actually got an imbalance, a chemical imbalance in your brain that you can correct through diet, lots of coconut oil. You can exercise that brain through doing, Sudoku and crossword puzzles, and you can also exercise your body and help keep your brain healthy. So all those things are valid on this level. But the other thing that I notice is that by the time people reach their upper age limit, the being has expanded and is ready to go, but it hasn't dislodged from the body. So there's this whole breakdown that goes on the physical body level. You're not limited by time or space as consciousness. So here's the body existing here and now in the present moment. And as consciousness, you're here, you're there, you're everywhere. And so there's a coming and in and a coming out. Okay. But the body and the accompanying personality is going through this breakdown. That's why you get to older people and the past is more real to them than even the present. All that old memory load, all the past is what's real, and it's those memories are coming up. And the programming is breaking down. Being moves in and out of the present body, and you could be having a great conversation and you're not connecting necessarily with the essence of who they are, you're connecting with the familiar personality. As things continue to dismantle, then the brain stops working the functions of the body, and it's a whole slow disintegration of form. You also can do the same thing, creating other illnesses to help exit the body. And the thing about this, from the perspective of consciousness, there's no ethics about being here or not. We love the present moment, we love our physical body, and we love the people that we're involved with. And as consciousness, we know that we're always connected. There is no loss. So it's just a way of getting out of a body that is in the process of slowly breaking down. It's just another way of exiting the body to the more expanded experience. To get back to what I was talking about earlier is, if you are in this space of mind that you think you're losing your mind, you think you're losing your wits, don't have your wits about you, experiencing wit loss, a way to be more present with the expansion experience is to anchor in the body. Now, we're used to that old form of grounding, which makes you feel like you're locked into the body. It's not quite the same thing as consciousness anchoring in form, using the reference points of the body. So I invite you to play with this from a new experience, a playful experience, by letting yourself have a focus in your lower abdomen. You can imagine a point of light. You can just imagine an aspect of your consciousness there. You're occupying that space. It feels light. It really does. It feels light. Whereas the old techniques of grounding increased the feeling of gravity and felt heavy and brought you more into the lower vibration of form, which also included lower vibrations of pain and discomfort. This is being able to access the body without having to get mired into the mud at the bottom of the fish tank. You can still bring in all your awareness. You can access all your awareness, and you can bring to you all the information that you need. So that reminds me of one other thing, is that we are so used to going out there seeking something, and there isn't anything to seek. It's in here bringing to you the information. It's a little like sitting at your computer and going out into the individual pages to get the information from the internet, and not being at your computer to accept the downloads. Play with this because it's a very portable tool. You can use it anytime. You can use it right now. You can use it while you're at work. You can use it in your commute. You can be sitting in your car or on the bus, and it doesn't look weird. You aren't chanting. You aren't closing your eyes even. You're just staying anchored in your form. And you can be around everybody else in your hologram and just be fine. And if you like these videos, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also sign up to get these in your inbox. All that information is below. If you want to know more, my website is joan-newcomb.com. You can go there to also find out about my weekly radio show and my weekly newsletter and all the programs and different things that I have coming up. That's joan-newcomb.com, and stay tuned for another Mystic Minute in a couple of days.